we should be good, boys. Had to fix some stuff. We just got new Spencer Dinwiddie was ruled out, so that was kind of unexpected. Had to go change up some stuff on Patreon, but we're good to go now. Excited to talk through the slate with you guys. We can definitely talk about, with Spencer Dinwiddie out now, how that impacts the slate, who benefits from the Wizards with no Dinwiddie. We'll break that all down. We'll answer any questions you have. I'll be live for the next 30 minutes or so, and we'll talk through the slate and answer any questions you got. But what's up, fellas? I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button when you first come in, and if you're new to the channel here, hit that subscribe button as well. What's up, Suave? What's up, Hollis? What's up, DD? What's up, fellas? Dinwiddie out, any trust in Neto? We're gonna have to wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. I'm assuming Neto's like really cheap. What's his price on DK? He's 4K. He's not as cheap as I thought he would be. I guess we'll have to just wait and see what they do with the starting lineup. I assume probably Neto starts. He'll be playable, but at 4K, like I don't think he's a standout value. I think without Dinwiddie, the biggest beneficiaries are Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma. I think both those guys see an increase in usage. I think both benefit, and those are the two guys I have the most interest in from Washington, along with Montrezl Harrell. Yeah, I mean, Neto, he could be a trap, I'll be honest. We've seen Neto, like, even when he makes spot starts, like, Raw Neto's not that great of a per-minute player. Like, he's not a really good producer when he's on the court. So even if he plays, like, 30 minutes, I mean, he could still put up, like, 20 DK points, not be that great. I bet Neto and Holiday split and people get screwed. Beal usage will go up. Yeah, they could give some minutes to Aaron Holiday as well. I don't think I'm going to touch that situation. I think for me, from the Wizards, I'm just going to try and focus on the main guys, Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell. I don't think I'm going to go to any of the cheap value from Washington, especially because we have some value from Dallas that we'll talk about, now that Porzingis is out. I know this is NBA Live, but you got any plans in the future to go live for NFL slates? I've been going live for almost all the NFL slates, Ryan. I normally go live every Sunday morning to break down the main slate, usually around an hour before lock on Sunday. And I haven't been streaming for the showdown slates lately, but I think I'm going to try and do that again. We might go live, a couple hours after this stream. We might go live for tonight's game. Maybe after NBA lock, I'll probably do a stream for NFL too, if I'm feeling like it. All aboard the Maxi Kleber train. Yeah, Maxi Kleber is probably one of the better, like, cheap values. Maxi Kleber is not a very productive player. I will say that. He's not a great point per minute player, but he's 3,200, and he's probably going to start in place of Porzingis, and he's probably going to play 30 minutes. I mean, for 3,200, if we're getting Kleber starting and playing 30 minutes, I think he's a really good value. Now, what's his ownership going to be? Is he going to be over-owned? That's a possibility. But like in cash games, I think he's one of the better like staples just for your value play, just a staple in your lineup for value. In tournaments, if you want to fade him, I think you can. But if you go cheap with Kleber, that's going to allow you to get in a lot of the studs. And we got some studs to pay up for tonight. We got Luka, we got Curry, we got Joel Embiid, Julius Randle. There's plenty of pay-up options. How'd you do last night? I actually finally won some freaking money. It's a surprise. I've been really struggling NBA season, but I did actually do well last night. I could have had a great night on DK if fucking Steven Adams wasn't in foul trouble. But I'll tell you guys my lineup from last night. Finally did well. Cash 304.25. That was enough to cash in tournaments and double ups too. Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Josh Giddey, Giannis, Precious Achiuwa, SGA, Batum, and then Steven Adams. So that was my lineup from last night, 304.25. I was debating the last spot, the util spot with Steven Adams. I had Steven Adams in there. I could have fit like Devontae Graham. I think there was someone else I was debating on putting there, but I ultimately landed on Steven Adams, and yeah, that definitely cost me a lot of money. If I would have went with Devontae Graham in that last spot, I think that would have swung like at least like $5 or $6 grand. But it is what it is, man. Finally was able to make some money though. I've been struggling this NBA season, but we finally cashed last night. I was more so talking about showdowns, but I'll definitely check out any NFL lives. Yeah, we might go live for showdown tonight. I'm not sure yet. If I do go live for NFL, it'll probably be like around maybe 7:30 Eastern, maybe. I don't know yet. You like Kuzma? I definitely like Kuzma now that Spencer Dinwiddie's out. I want to pull up. So let me pull up the court IQ with Spencer Dinwiddie off the court. I mean, it's not going to be much of a sample because obviously the Wizards haven't played many games this year, but I want to see what it looks like when you take Dinwiddie off the court. I assume Bradley Beal and Kuzma are going to be the biggest beneficiaries. Let's see here. Let's go to NBA, court IQ. Select a team. Washington Wizards take, where's he at? Spencer Dinwiddie off the court. Let's run it for this season. We don't want to do last season. Let's do this season. Okay, let's see what we get here. So Kyle Kuzma's played 55 minutes this season with Spencer Dinwiddie off the court. 22.9% usage rate, averages a fantasy point per minute, so solid. Bradley Beal, 35% usage rate, only 0.88 fantasy points per minute, but clearly the usage is there. So yeah, definitely Kyle Kuzma, Bradley Beal, I think are going to be like the biggest beneficiaries. Raul Neto's played 52 minutes with Dinwiddie off the court. He's averaged a fantasy point per minute. I still don't think I'm going to play Raul Neto, but you know he's definitely playable now, especially if he does start. Yeah, I think Neto's playable, Victor. I still prefer like some other values. Like I think I prefer Maxey for cheaper. I think I prefer like the Memphis guys. So Desmond Bain still cheap on DraftKings. D'Anthony Melton's still pretty cheap. I think both those guys are going to play 30 plus minutes a night. You know, especially while Dylan Brooks is still out. So I think I would still take those values over Neto, but Neto's playable now, definitely. And obviously, if he starts, that would be a little boost as well. I assume he'll start, either him or probably like Aaron Holiday. Let's hit big on the football game tonight. Good luck to you. Hey, good luck to you as well, Brandon. Good luck to you as well, my man. You still like Harrell if Rui comes back? I think Rui's already been ruled out for today. Rui hasn't played yet this season for conditioning, and I'm pretty sure I saw he's already out for today. I just want to confirm. Yeah, he's been ruled out for today, so he's not playing today. So yeah, Harrell, I assume Harrell starts for Gafford since Gafford's out. Harrell played massive minutes yesterday after Gafford got injured, and he's going to play probably massive minutes again. So Harrell's going to be massive chalk, but I think I'm just going to eat that. You think it's a good idea to try and fit Curry and Luka in the same lineup? You can definitely make it work, Brendan. There's definitely value to make that work. Now, I think I haven't worked my lineups yet, but I might go Luka Beal instead of Curry. I was leaning on trying to play Luka and Curry together, but I might go Bradley Beal now that Dinwiddie's out. Again, I haven't built my lineups yet, but I'm kind of leaning that way. But there's definitely value. Like you've got D'Anthony Melton, Desmond Bain. You got the Spurs guys too. Without Doug McDermott, I think we're going to see increased minutes for Devin Vassell. We're going to see increased minutes for Lonnie Walker. Both those guys are cheap. You've got Neto you could play. There's plenty of cheap options that are playable, so you can fit in, some of the studs if you want to go two studs. You like Finney-Smith at 4,900? I mean, I think Dorian Finney-Smith is a fine option, but he's just one of those guys I hate playing. Like, he just doesn't really have a ton of upside, and he's priced about right. I think if Dorian Finney-Smith was 3,900, then I'd be a lot more interested. But at 4,900, I mean, he's going to have to put up a ceiling game to be, like, a good play at his price. So, he's okay, but I don't feel great about him, honestly. Think Collins will go over 33 fantasy points? I didn't touch that, but I definitely think Collins probably does go over that number. I mean, you look at John Collins so far this season, like, he just can't stay out of foul trouble. He's been over 33 fantasy points in 3 of their 4 games, and his minutes have been limited because of foul trouble. 4 fouls. This game, he had 5 fouls. If the dude can stay out of foul trouble, he's going to play, like, 32, 34 minutes. He could definitely go over 33 fantasy points. It's just, I don't know why, but he can't stay out of foul trouble this season. But I do like John Collins tonight. It's definitely a good matchup against Washington. Morant or Beal? I like both, Nicholas. I think I'm kind of leaning Beal now. But man, it's close between those two. Cash core. I mean, I can't give out like a core. My core plays are posted on Patreon if you want to get those. But if you're playing cash games tonight, you're probably starting with like Montrezl Harrell and Maxi Kleber and just working from there. And Luka probably. What do you think about? Yeah, Devin Vassell I think's in play, Jason. I'm assuming Devin Vassell starts for Doug McDermott, and he's cheap on DraftKings. He's cheap on Yahoo too. He played really well last game. Devin Vassell's never been someone that's like been a great point per minute player, but he's going to get increased opportunity, especially this season. With DeMar DeRozan no longer on San Antonio, with LaMarcus Aldridge no longer on the team, there's going to be more opportunity for guys like Devin Vassell, Lonnie Walker, and we kind of saw that last game. Both of them played well after McDermott went down. What's the latest with Jeremy Grant? Last I saw, Jeremy Grant is still questionable. That's real. So we're still waiting on Embiid news. We don't know if Embiid's playing yet. We don't know if Zach LaVine's playing yet, and we don't know if Jeremy Grant's playing. And then both Bogdanoviches are questionable. But I think the big news we're still waiting on is definitely Embiid, Zach LaVine, and Jeremy Grant. They're all still questionable. Got a feeling Embiid will be ruled out today. I mean, if there was ever a spot for Philly to not play Embiid, it's probably here against Detroit. I mean, even without Embiid, even if Embiid doesn't play, they should still be able to beat Detroit pretty easily. Plus, it's an Andre Drummond revenge game, man. Andre Drummond wants to go at his former team. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid sits. I still think he does play, but we'll see. It's the first game of the night. It starts at 7, so we'll have that news before lock. We'll probably get that news sometime here shortly. Random question, but do you think Cobb at captain today makes any sense? I think he does, Joey. I definitely like Randall Cobb at captain if you're playing the showdown slate. I mean, he's going to be their wide receiver 1. No Allen Lazard, no Devontae Adams, no Marcus Valdes-Scantling. Like, Randall Cobb's the last man standing, basically, for their wide receivers. So he's definitely captain viable with how cheap he is. You like any shooting guards on Yahoo? I would say my favorite shooting guards on Yahoo, I like going cheap at this position. So Tim Hardaway without Porzingis, I have interest in. Jordan Poole, I think still too cheap on Yahoo. And D'Anthony Melton, I like for cheap too. And you have Lonnie Walker here, but D'Anthony Melton's probably my favorite shooting guard on Yahoo today. If you wanna go that route. Also think Ball will hit 13 points. Let's see, what's Lonzo done these last few games? 12, 17, 13, 15. I mean, that projection feels pretty accurate. I guess you could take the over and just hope that like Levine maybe isn't 100% or hope Levine gets ruled out. Because if Levine were to get ruled out, then yeah, I would definitely like the over on Lonzo points. But that projection feels pretty accurate. I don't know if I would bet that personally. But if you made me pick a side, I would take the over, I think. Smash the like button, fellas. Yeah, what Joseph said, man. Smash the like button, guys. Appreciate all y'all being here as always. Montrez or Kuzma? I'll be honest, Brendan, I think both are really good options. Straight up, I would probably rather play Harrell, but I definitely have a lot more interest in Kuzma now that Dinwiddie's out. I just think Kuzma and Bradley Beal are going to like dominate the usage. They're going to be the ones taking all the shots for Washington tonight. You prefer Kuzma or Derek White? Give me Kuzma now. Noah's my favorite DFS guy, a one lineup guy like myself. Yeah, for NBA, I play one lineup. Now for NFL, I've been doing 150 lineups for NFL. But NBA, man, especially with all the late news, like if you play 150 lineups in NBA and like some late news drops after lock, I mean, you've got, I don't know how you would, I guess you would like recrunch your lineups or whatever, but for NBA, I like to just play one lineup. That's kind of how I've always done. Is Joe Ingles in play for you? Joe Ingles will be in play for me if Bogdanovic gets ruled out. We're still waiting on news on Bojan Bogdanovic. He's questionable. We probably won't get that news till after lock, maybe. I don't know. If Bogdanovic gets ruled out and Joe Ingles starts, then yes, I would have some interest in Joe Ingles. Thoughts on Pirtle and Eubanks? Eubanks I wouldn't consider. Pirtle's definitely in play. His prices come way up, though, on DraftKings. I'm not as interested in Pirtle on DK because his price is so high now. He's still somewhat cheap on Yahoo, though, if you want to play him there. But Eubanks, I mean, no interest in Eubanks for me. Good luck to you, Noah. Let's hit big on this football game tonight. Hey, good luck, Brandon. Good luck, my man. I got one lineup going for Showdown. I got one lineup for NBA tonight. Just doing one lineup for each sport. I still like Randall over Beal, and I'm tripping. I mean, yeah, Julius Randle could easily outscore Bradley Beal tonight. I think Beal does definitely get a boost without Dinwiddie. Randall could easily outscore him. I think that's definitely close. I think Luka's the best stud on the slate, and then choosing between Randall, Beal, Curry, like that's where it gets tough, in my opinion. And I don't think there's enough value to where you could play like 3 of those guys. You're probably only going to be able to play like a max of 2. On my last break of the day, it's been tough getting 300 and still not cashing. I mean, that's how NBA is, man. Especially like on slates where the chalk does really well. When a lot of the high-owned players do really well, it's going to be a high-scoring slate. I mean, there's been a ton of NBA slates where I've scored 300 points and I'm not cashed. You can't really look at that because there's going to be days when the chalk does bad. So like tonight, if Montrezl Harrell does bad, if Maxi Kleber does bad, if Luka does bad, it's going to be a really low-scoring slate, and you might only need 200-something points to score, or to cash, excuse me. But if all those guys do really well and they crush value, well, yeah, it's going to be a high-scoring slate because everyone has those players in their lineups. They're going to be high-owned. So I hate to look at like, you can never go into a slate saying, oh, I need to score this amount of points to cash because it's all slate-dependent. There's definitely been plenty of slates where I've scored 300 points and not cashed. It's going to happen. Kuzma or Wiggins, small forward on DK. Give me Kuzma. Thanks for all your hard work, Brody. Favorite punts at small forward? Let's see. If I'm going cheap at small forward, Desmond Bane. I don't know if you consider him a punt, but Desmond Bane, Joe Ingles if Bogdanovich gets ruled out, Lonnie Walker, Josh Jackson if he starts again, Devin Vassell. And then I guess maybe you could go to like a Denny Avdia. You know, now that Dinwiddie's out, maybe he gets a little boost, but there's really no punts I love at small forward. The cheapest small forward I like is probably Devin Vassell, and he's 4,200. Per Roto-Will just now, Dwayne Case said that while Jeremy Grant remains a game-time call, he would expect him to play. Okay. I was kind of expecting Jeremy Grant to play too. Okay, it sounds like Grant is going to play. So we just got word from a beat writer that said he expects Jeremy Grant to play. Okay. Man, with Jeremy Grant playing now for the Pistons, I mean, there's really nothing I like from the Pistons outside of maybe Josh Jackson if he starts again. I had some interest in Kelly Olynyk, but now I don't have any interest in Olynyk now that Grant's going to play. Pick of Embiid looks different. Who the hell is that? You talking about on DraftKings? Let's see. That's Embiid. What about Yahoo? No, they got... I think it's FanDuel. I think FanDuel actually has his picture messed up. Joel Embiid's picture. I want to check that real quick. I know somebody sent me that one day. Let me go to FanDuel. Look at Joel Embiid's picture. No, it's fixed. It's updated. At least it was updated on my phone. One more question about NFL. Do you have any concern about D-Hop's hamstring injury if he does play? I wouldn't, Joey. If D-Hop's active, I'm assuming he's 100%. I'd still be playing him. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Neto, Kleber, and Aaron Holiday in the same lineup to allow you to possibly get 3 of the pay-up studs, or 3 of the pay-ups. Dustin, I mean, I think that's fine. You know, how much upside do those guys have? Like, I think Kleber, we're playing Kleber for the minutes and the price tag. Now, Neto and Holiday, like playing those two guys together, I don't know how many minutes both those guys get together. Do they get enough minutes together to be viable? Like, I feel like you would only want to play one of those two. I don't know if I'd be going that route, but it's all up to you, man. It's all up to you. It's your lineup in the end. But me personally, I would not be building my lineup that way. People sleeping on Trey tonight. He averaged 6x versus the Wizards last season. Look, Trey's always a good pay-up option. He's definitely going to be low-owned tonight, especially with, Luka. Probably Bradley Beal gets more ownership now that Dinwiddie's out. I mean, yes, Trey you can always play at low ownership. 4 Dallas players too many? Ooh, I would think so, Victor. I don't know if I'd be playing 4 Mavs on this slate. I could see playing Luka and Maxey, and then maybe like another Mav, but I don't think I'd be playing 4. That feels like way too much, to be honest. It's not like they're all that cheap either. Like, Maxey's the only one that's really cheap, and maybe Dwight Powell's cheap too. But like, Tim Hardaway's expensive. Jalen Brunson's prices come up. Dorian Finney-Smith is not that cheap either. You like Steven Adams or Keldon Johnson to bounce back? I would think both those guys bounce back tonight. Steven Adams, I mean, last game he was just in foul trouble. He really didn't even play. I guess I wouldn't say he played great because he didn't play great, but he only played 17 minutes because he was in foul trouble. So as long as he can stay out of foul trouble, Steven Adams can definitely bounce back tonight. And then Keldon Johnson, I don't know what happened with him last game. He just didn't play that well. And they benched him for like Keita Bates-Diop. Just super random. You can definitely play both those guys together. Like, they're going to be low owned, I would assume. Smooth outfit, Brody. Appreciate that, Keith. Appreciate that, my man. Can Partle repeat a dominant performance? I mean, Partle's a really good point per minute player. He's really productive when he's on the court. He's going to get the minutes. The price tag, it's gotten to a point where I don't think he's like a standout play anymore, but he's still playable. Like, no one would be surprised if Partle put up 45 tonight because he can do that. But at his price point where he is now, he's not like someone he's not a staple in my lineups, I would say. How many minutes do you think Porter will get today? Talking about Kevin Porter? I mean, as long as the game stays close, Kevin Porter's going to play like 35 minutes. If you're talking about Otto Porter, I don't know how many minutes Otto Porter gets, especially now that Iguodala's back. I mean, he probably only plays like 15 to 20, if that. Luka, Vassell, Wiggins, John Collins, Harrell, Ja, Maxi Kleber, Whiteside for GBP. Dude, Whiteside, God, I haven't even considered Whiteside this season. So how many minutes is Whiteside even going to play? You basically got to hope for like Rudy Gobert foul trouble or something. Because Whiteside's only going to get, whatever minutes that Gobert doesn't play. So if Gobert plays like 34 minutes, that means Whiteside's only playing 14 minutes. Yeah, I don't know about Whiteside. I think if you play Whiteside, I don't even know if Whiteside would play in a blowout. Like if it's a blowout, I don't think he would. I don't like that one that much, but the rest I think's fine, Ryan. What value do you look for on Yahoo salaries? Like on DK, you're looking for players to 5x their salary. Makes sense. Yeah, so Yahoo, I mean, I don't know what's a good way to explain this. So when it comes to the stud players like Luka, Curry, Embiid, Randall, normally you want these guys to put up more than their salary. So for example, if you rostered Luka, you want him to put up usually more than 52, so maybe like 55 to 60. If you roster Curry, you want more than 48, so maybe 50 to 55 points. But then when it comes to these cheap guys, usually you want them to like double their salary. So if you roster a $10 player, you want them to score 20 fantasy points. If you roster a $15 player, you want them to score around 30 fantasy points. It's tough, man. I don't really know. I don't know what's a good way to explain it. Usually I would say you want a player to score like 10 or 15 more points than what their salary is. But when it comes to the really expensive guys, maybe only like 5 to 10 points. Because obviously you don't need Luka to put up 67 to be a good play. If Luka puts up 60, he's a pretty good play at his price. And same could be said for like Curry and Embiid and stuff. It's tough to like, there's no formula though that I look for on Yahoo, to be honest with you. Thanks, brother, for all your help. Hope you do well tonight. I appreciate that, Dustin. Hope you do well as well, my man. Kleber or Powell, last man in. Give me Kleber. Thoughts on Olynyk? I don't have any interest in Olynyk now that Jeremy Grant's playing. So I'm kind of off Olynyk now, or at least Jeremy Grant's expected to play. Ja, Lonnie, Bane, Maxey, Adams, Luka, Keldon Johnson, Harrell. Ja, Lonnie Walker, Bane, Maxey, Adams, Luka, Keldon Johnson, Harrell. I think that's pretty solid. Any Neto love tonight? I think Neto's playable. He's not that cheap on DraftKings. He's 4K, but I'm assuming he starts for Dinwiddie. He probably plays like 25 to 30 minutes. He probably scores like 22 to 24 DraftKings points, which is fine. But I'd be surprised if Raw Neto is someone that you have to have at the end of the night. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm personally going to play Raw Neto at his price. I think if he was 3K, then it would be a totally different story. 4.2 or 4.3K utility, let's see. So if you're not playing Whiteside, I guess, I would say Devin Vassell. I don't know if you have. Do you have Vassell? Oh, you do have Vassell already. Okay. Maybe Neto, I guess. There's not much I like in this price range, honestly. I like Vassell, but obviously you already have him. I would say like Neto or maybe Dwight Powell. But there's not much I love in that price range, honestly. Sadiq Bey to get different. I'm not really on Sadiq Bey. I would have had some interest in Sadiq Bey if Grant was out, but now that Grant's expected to play, I'm not really on Sadiq Bey. Is Dejounte Murray a fair play? I think Murray's playable, but his price has come way up on DraftKings. Dejounte Murray was like 7,300 last slate, and everyone played him. He was massive chalk. Now he's 8,900, so it's a lot tougher to play Dejounte Murray today at his price point. Or 8,800, excuse me. Good luck knowing everyone else. Good luck, Didi. Good luck, my man. Good luck, Joseph. Liking Ja for a late night hammer spot. I think Ja's a good tournament play. I like him a lot on Yahoo. He's still really cheap on Yahoo if you play there. But yeah, on DraftKings, I think Ja at his price will be pretty low owned. He's going to be a lot lower owned than guys like Luka. Probably lower owned than Curry. Probably lower owned than Beal too, now that Dinwiddie's out. Kyle Kuzma or Bey, last play in. Give me Kuzma. Thanks, bro. Good luck tonight. Hey, good luck, Ryan. Good luck, my man. We're going to end the stream here shortly. I'm going to try and answer just a few more questions. Bane or Lonnie? Give me Desmond Bane. What's up, Noah? Let's win some money tonight. Pray for no blowouts. Hey, what's up, Patrick? What's up, my man? Yeah, hopefully no blowouts, man. Hopefully no blowouts. I would think the only game that is there's two games probably. I could see Philly blowing out Detroit. I could see, Utah blowing out Houston, but the rest of the game should be close. Vassell or Brunson, last spot. Give me Vassell, honestly. Give me Vassell. Any interest in Gallinari? I don't think so. how many minutes did Gallo play last game? So he played 20 minutes. I mean, yeah, 4,400. It's his first or his second game back from injury. It's a back-to-back. Like, if Gallo plays 20 minutes and scores 20 DK points, I mean, that's not really going to help you at all. So I don't have much interest in Gallo. He's just one of those guys. He feels priced right for what you expect. I don't think there's really much of a ceiling for Gallo unless he just gets hot or something. No, with the Nike fit and Mike Conley going overlooked. I mean, Mike Conley, God, like Utah, dude, I hate rostering Utah players. I never play anyone from Utah. Like, they're probably the least appealing team to, like, roster players from. But, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to play Conley, I think he's a fine option, but there's no standout plays from Utah for me. I think my favorite play from Utah would be Joe Ingles if Bogdanovich were to get ruled out. I got the full Nike fit, though. We got the Nike shirt on. We got a Nike hat. We got some Nike joggers on. Got the full Nike fit. Best guard for 6.6K and less. Thank you for all you do. Good luck, bro. Hey, good luck to you as well, John. 6.6K or less, I would say... I'd say probably either Tim Hardaway or Derek White. That's close between those two. Or Jordan Poole. I'd say Derek White, I guess. I'm new to your videos. Appreciate the content. Hey, Abdul, thank you for watching the videos, man. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you being here. Keldon Neto or Barrett and Vassell? Give me Barrett and Vassell. You're the best on YouTube NBA. You always help me out. I appreciate that, Patrick. Glad I could help, man. Glad I could help. Brunson or Melton? Give me Melton. DeRozan or Lonzo Ball? That's close for me. God, I think I'd take Lonzo, but that's close. Did you hear about the Mavs player council 15-man rotation last slate? I did, bro. It was so disgusting. I pulled up the game. Like, I usually, when I'm, like, after lock, I usually, like, pull up the box score and just start looking through all the games. And I looked through the Mavs game, and I saw they had literally played 15 guys. I was like, what the hell? Literally, I think every player that could possibly play played in that game. Just, why? What? I thought, Rick Carlisle's not even on the team anymore. Why are they running a 15-man rotation? I guess that's Jason Kidd doing that. Or that's the player council. Thoughts on Lonnie Walker? I think Lonnie Walker's playable. I'm expecting Devin Vassell to start. I think Vassell's my preferred of the two, but Lonnie Walker is still in play. I do expect Lonnie Walker to probably play 25, 30 minutes off the bench. Yeah, there's definitely more minutes to go around now that McDermott's out. Yeah, you could play Lonnie Walker on Yahoo. He's cheap there, for sure. Just tune in how much you like Neto. I think Neto's in play, Kushlash. He's 4K, though. He's priced about right. Like, I don't think we're getting a great value on Neto. I think if Neto was, like, the stone minimum, if he was 3K, then I would like him a lot. But at 4K, he feels priced about right for what we expect from Neto. I mean, Neto's never been a very good point-per-minute player, even when he gets minutes. New to the channel, thanks for the info. Like and subscribe. I appreciate that, John. Appreciate that, man. All right, I'm going to answer these last few questions, and we're going to hop out. Wiggins or Poole, a single game, give me Jordan Poole. Nike should sponsor you, bro, to keep living the dream, working hard, man. Appreciate that, Keith. Appreciate that, man. I would love a Nike sponsorship. Hey, if anyone from Nike's watching the video, definitely hit me up. I rep Nike all the time, baby. Is Harold the super juice? Does that mean, like, the best play? Yeah, Harold's the best play on the slate. He's going to be high owned, but he projects as, like, a top point per dollar option today. What do you think we're going to get from Steph tonight? I mean, it's a good game, good game environment, fast-paced game. Should be a high-scoring game against Memphis. Definitely, Steph's got upside tonight. I would expect him to bounce back for sure, especially after, he was so mediocre last game. I do like Steph quite a bit. Thanks, Noah. You the man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. All right, I'm going to head out, guys. I got to fix my lineups. I got to go answer questions for Patreon members. Best of luck on the slate, fellas. Appreciate you watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with another live stream. I don't know how many games we got tomorrow, but I'll see you guys then. Good luck, fellas.